Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Alliance Redwoods Camp at Home video series. One of my favorite classes that we teach here at Alliance Redwoods is a night class called Adaptation Transformation. And it's my favorite because there's a really fun activity that we do at the end of this class that you have an opportunity to do right where you're at home. Before we get to the activity, however, we need to talk about what exactly is an adaptation. Put simply, an adaptation is a characteristic or behavior that an animal has that helps it to better survive or thrive in its environment. Now, adaptations can be varied. They can cover a broad range of things. I think one of the best ways that we can talk about adaptations is to go and take a look at an animal together and talk about the specific characteristics that it has that might allow it to survive in its particular environment. So we're going to go on over to our herpetology room, and I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, and we're going to talk through this friend's adaptations so that we can get a better idea of what our activity is going to be. Say hello to our red-eared sliders, Rahab and Delilah. We're going to take a look at these two, and we're going to try to identify some characteristics that are specific to these friends that might help them survive in their environment. So, look with your eyes as our friends are moving around in their tank, and let's see if we can note some things that are specific characteristics about them that might help them. So with turtles, one of the things that people notice most quickly is their shell. It's a very obvious adaptation that they have. Their shell is an adaptation that helps protect their soft body from predators or other things that might want to eat them. If threatened, turtles can withdraw slightly back into their shell, giving them a little bit more protection from teeth and other things that would be harmful to their soft skin. Another thing that would be considered an adaptation for these friends is if you look at the tips of their feet, they have these little claws down here. These claws can be used for many things, but they fall under a category of adaptations that we call locomotion, a way that an animal moves. Another way that turtles have locomotion, or one of the ways that we classify their locomotion, is they would walk or they would swim, like our other friend down here who's entered the water. Now, we have a turtle that's up here on land, and we have a turtle that's down here in the water. These turtles have adapted to be able to spend time underwater. They can hold their breath for a long time. That would be an adaptation that we would consider. Another thing that we would potentially consider an adaptation is their coloration. You'll notice these browns and blacks in the shell. What might that help this turtle blend in with in order to disguise itself? If you're thinking like me, maybe something like dirt in the bottom of a pond or on the ground, or maybe some leaves, other things that would help them hide from predators or other things that would want to eat these friends. Other things that we would consider adaptations are when an animal's most active. There's three categories that fall into that adaptation. We would consider an animal diurnal if it's awake during the day. That's like us humans and many other animals like birds that we see about during the day. Nocturnal, animals out at night, bats, raccoons, owls, other animals as such. And crepuscular animals, which are things like insects, deer, and fish that are more defined by a period of activity than their actual sleep cycle. They are most active in the dawn and dusk hours. And then the other thing that we would consider is what an animal eats. Its diet is important to where it lives. We have three classifications for this as well. We have carnivores, which are animals that eat simply meat. We have herbivores, which are animals that eat simply plants. And we have omnivores, which are animals that eat a little bit of both. So, now let's talk about what our activity is going to be. So here's the activity. Using the information that you just learned and the resources you have available to you at home, we would like you to dress up as an animal that has never been seen before. Try to use clothes and other items in non-traditional ways. A hat might be a duckbill, glasses might be an extra set of eyes. And we would like you to take a picture of your animal and send it to us along with a description of your animal's specific adaptations, okay? So we're looking for the way that it moves, we're looking for what it eats, when it's awake, and specific adaptations that help it survive in its environment. You can email that over to us, or you can tag us on social media so that we can share it with everybody else. We would love to see all of your amazing animal creations. But that's all the time I have for you guys today. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to us for more. And my name has been Skipper, and we'll see you next time.